It's hard sometimes to find that thing that makes me feel alright, that makes me feel good deep down inside. That's why I sit at home and wonder why I don't just get high. What's there to say? I'm okay, can you run one for me? What's there to say? I'm okay, can you run one for me? I see my friends sometimes and then we all commit crimes. It makes me feel good deep down inside. I don't just sit at home and wonder why. Hey mate, you got a lot? What's there to say? I'm okay, can you run one for me? What's there to say? I'm okay, can you run one for me? Can you run one for me? Can you run one for me? I'm okay, can you roll one for me? What's there to say? It's I'm okay. What's there to say? I'm okay, can you roll one for me? What's there to say? I'm okay. What's there to say? I'm okay, can you roll one for me? What's there to say? It's I'm okay. What's there to say? I'm okay, can you roll one for me? What's there to say? It's I'm okay. What's there to say? I'm okay, can you roll one for me? What's there to say? It's I'm okay. What's there to say? I'm okay, can you roll one for me?
Hey guys and girls, happy Thursday. Just wanted to give you a little bit of an update as to what's happening with this bike. This is the third video. If you haven't seen the first two on how we got to this point, I'll pop the link in the video. So I actually haven't had much time to work on it, to be honest. I took it up to newychoppin, had a sick time up there. It was a rad time with the fellas. Actually, it won Doom's Choice and it won Speed Geek's Choice as well. So I was real stoked that the guys up there liked what I've done. So after that, I brought it back, took it out of the shop, brought it home. I had to do some customer jobs, so I didn't touch it. And then Christmas Day, I actually fired it up, got it running. And then when I got it running, then I remembered all the issues that it had when I started the build that the guy that I bought it off told me about. So it had like heaps of oil leaks. It wouldn't select neutral. So you can select neutral, but then as soon as you roll the bike forward, it would drop down into gear. And with no front brake, you can't really start it in gear. So we have to be able to select neutral. So I pulled it down, I pulled the box apart, just made sure everything was sweet in there. That all looked fine. I checked out the shifter pawl and everything, and the shifter plate. I thought there might have been some more notches in there. I forgot to video all this stuff. I was not thinking about the progression of the build series, but before we get too carried away, I just want to make this little video of all of the other little fixes I'm doing to it. So what else was there? The clutch cable needed to be fixed. I pulled the front end off, put a 19-inch front wheel in it, swapped over the chrome engine plates. So now we're at this point where I've got to do a few weld repairs to the casting just while it's apart. I've got to finish off the little battery hold down. I've got to fix the oil leak, and then hopefully when I put it all back together, it's going to select neutral. So I'm going to get into it, and then let's take it for a fang around the block. Just going to weld this up after a bit of a cleanup. Due to me doing this at home, I don't have the die grinder. I've just got this pezzy little Dremel here, but look, it's going to get the job done. It's just going to take a little bit longer. So we're going to preheat, and that's going to also burn out any oil. So there we go, look at that crack. I discovered that after the preheat. Not ideal, so we'll do a bit more cleaning up there, a little bit more dremeling, and you can also drill out the ends of the crack. That'll also stop the crack spreading. Now, I was actually really surprised with this casting because it actually welded quite well for cast aluminium with oil impregnated through it. Yeah, surprisingly welded pretty good. All the other repairs in it were done by someone else, so this was pretty much the only case repair that I had to do on this one. And the good thing about it is it's internal, so I don't really have to make it look too pretty. I'm just going to drill and tap it. Okay, so primary install time, and I noticed that the tensioner piece is bent, quite bent. So that led me to find that there's an outer piece that's missing. So I'm going to have to head up to my workshop and bend that because I don't have the tools at home to do that. But I do have the tools here to make this beautiful looking clutch spring compressor tool. And as you can tell, it's pretty crude. A piece of flat bar with a couple of holes drilled into it. It does have a thread welded onto it as well in the middle, but I didn't even use that at all. So you could literally do this with a piece of flat bar and a couple of bits of all thread or some long bolts. And that's it, so I'm just gonna chuck a slot in, boom. That's so we can get some adjustment. All good, got the slider back in there. That's not gonna bend, and you know what? I reckon that issue there would be a loose primary chain, and I reckon that would have been the popping out of neutral issue. So I don't think I needed to pull the box apart at all, but you know, it's one of those things. I think I've found that issue now, so I can confidently do this up. Fresh gaskets, obviously, and now it is ghetto machining time.
Everybody loves a bit of ghetto machining. Alright, see this machine in here? This is machining from the ghetto. There is minimal safety here. We ain't rebuilding this wheel for nothing.
So as you can see, we've put a clearance slot in it. a concentric slot. Now we gotta obviously check it for safety here. So I just want to make sure I didn't take off too much material. So as you can see, the bearing race, it's gonna go in at least, you know, maybe a quarter of an inch past that surface there. So, you know, I'm pretty happy with that. I think we're gonna move forward and do some more ghetto machining. Look at that. So I'm gonna show you how I get that nice radius there. So first off, obviously you gotta stick it back on the mill. Now I'm gonna use myself a little ball nose cutter. Now ball nose cutter is exactly what it sounds like. It's a cutter and the end of it is like a ball nose. So, you know, work it out. Look at the radius here I'm putting on the hub. Now, you're probably looking and you're probably thinking, why didn't this schmuck, you know, put it on the lathe? Well, obviously, I'll tell you something for nothing. The wheel's too damn big to put on the lathe. How you like that? Well, okay, so you rebuild the wheel. Well, no, fuck that. I'm not gonna rebuild the wheel. It takes too long. It's a cheap bike. So, as you can see, I've done the radius there. It looks like there's a bump, but I'm gonna polish that out right now. So this is where things start getting a little bit squirrely here. You know, we got this spinning wheel. Shit is unsafe at best. So I do not recommend doing this at home. You guys, you gotta watch yourself. You know, playing with tools like this, you get sucked into a machine and spat out the other side like a flat Stanley, you know. So anywho, look at that, nice and smooth there. I'm real stoked with that. That's a nice one. Nice and smooth, like you smeared some Philly on that shit. So if you're going to do something like this, I recommend taking out the crush tube just so you can use the Timkins to really tighten up and take out any wobble when you're machining. I've got these pretty good. I could go through here and weld these up and clean that up, and oh look, there's a lot of things I could do to make it look nicer, but at the end of the day, I'm just trying to get this wheel onto the bike. So all of these holy shiminies were in the front wheel like that in the crush tube. So I take it whoever had this wheel beforehand was meticulous shimmer. It did, however, feel like there was a little bit too much tolerance in there. So I'm gonna machine up a new crush tube. Probably just take one out. I'll take a measurement of that, machine up a new crush tube. Then let's get this wheel onto the bike. Yeah, okay, as you are seeing, there is quite a lot of clearance down the bottom. There is not much clearance at the top. It is tight. So, oh look, we are going back in time. Going to the workshop again. Just riding around. Okay, lots of projects in here.
it's not bad. But what am I doing here? I'm giving this rear brake disc a little bit of a makeover. So I've tried to turn it into a pasta strainer. As you can see, I put far too many holes in there because I think they say something like many holes makes you speed or something. So yes, I think I like it. I'll put it on the bike and look at that. I think, wow, it's making me look faster than I am. Don't forget, it is Ironhead after all. So here we are working on the carby. Look at this horrible CV. I was fixing up to do the tuning, and look, I just saw this thing and I want to throw in the bin, because on the wall I have this beautiful SU, and I mean, it's probably the only good looking thing to come out of Britain, if I'm to be honest. So I've modified it quite a lot. I've put the CV carby style wheel pull on there, some return springs, and I machine up the carby intake block here. You can see me machining. So I put the taper on the inside to match the IDs and the throttle adjustment, and I did some ball milling for extra 80s appeal. What are you thinking? I am liking. So we are moving forward. I've never had this carby on the bike at all, so this will potentially be a tuning nightmare. So as you can see, I have the bike precariously placed, and it's nice and cold. So let's see.
What's there to say? And I'm okay. What's there to say? I'm okay. Can you roll one for me? What's there to say? And I'm okay. What's there to say? I'm okay. Can you roll one for me? What's there to say? And I'm okay. What's there to say? I'm okay. Can you roll one for me?
Okay guys, so this was genuinely the first start. As you can see, guys, there is no color in the pipes at all. This is a stainless pipes that I just did maybe 1 week before the carby. So there's no video of the pipes because I do so many videos of the pipes. The sound, it is sounding much better. The tuning, this is the mixture screw here on the SU. I have been learning a lot about the SU carby in the short amount of time. Okay, so what you're looking at there up the top is me first brake lever. Now I've just made a second brake lever. It's the one in me hand, and I want to show you the difference, and I want to show you why I did it. Now, as you can see here, I've moved the pivot point backwards. Now, one reason is because I wanted to use the old pivot point as the exhaust mount. Now, let's look at the leverage here and compare the two brake levers. We got a long lever and a short little lever there. So that's going to give us twice the braking on this one. So I machined up a little exhaust tip for it, just to hold the baffle in and to give it a little bit more zing. I have to say I like it. It matches the velocity stack, and as you can see, I did take it for a ride around the block.
Jimmy Sinclair, the venue requires you